Time, the launch window begins at 2:17.
And joining us from the Sunshine State is our chief meteorologist, Betsy Kling. Betsy, good morning to you. I see a little something special just over your shoulder.
Good morning. Yes, they have begun fueling the rocket. That's the big thing this morning. We were waiting on the MMT meeting, the mission management team meeting that took place at 4:45. Everything was set to go, and so they began fueling the rocket, which stands out there. It's 322 feet tall, largest fuel tanks ever on a rocket. There's just enormous amounts of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen going in. Earlier in the week, of course, with Artemis 1's first launch attempt, there were some issues with some of the tanking, especially the hydrogen. They changed those procedures a little bit, and they're going to they began chilling the fuel lines earlier because that hydrogen is about 423 degrees below zero. It's cold, and so they're chilling everything down and then starting the fill process a little bit sooner than they did on that first round. So everything looks great so far there. Weather-wise, everything is looking good too. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. But this project is just enormous. Tens of thousands of engineers working 10 to 20 years in some cases on some of the components of this new rocket that will take human spaceflight beyond the moon, the farthest it's ever been. And one person who is leading the charge in all of this is Jim Free. He's a Clevelander, everybody. He still lives in Cleveland. His family is still there, and he oversees the development of all of these spaceflight systems. So he has been in the room making decisions and helping to guide the teams along as they're kind of deciding how to fix these issues that have been cropping up. And I asked him in a little chance I had to sit down with him a couple days ago, I said, how are you dealing with all of this pressure? Take a listen.
Tried to just tune most of it out, because I think if I let it affect what I'm thinking, and I think I lose focus. And I'm talking about me. I mean, trying to protect the team a little bit too. I mean, it is a different feeling coming in for launch than it has been for the wet dress. So managing it, my stress has been a little bit. I said the other day, like, I feel like I yelled at this guy because there wasn't ketchup on my hamburger. And I think that's trying to look for those signs in yourself when it does start to get to you. It's probably more the hours, but there's a lot of people working really hard.
They definitely are. There are so many meetings you can't even imagine. And I mean, when you're talking about a project of this magnitude, certainly you can understand a short fuse from time to time. All right, let's talk weather now, because we do have some showers and thunderstorms that are offshore this morning. The range out there is 30 miles, so 25 to 30 miles from those thunderstorms. We're starting to see some sunlight peeking up there as dawn breaks. But the rule for lightning, now that they're fueling the rocket, is within 10 nautical miles, so that is critical. If it's within 5 nautical miles, they shut her down. So we're really watching closely to make sure those storms stay offshore. Of course, we have to get inside too, but certainly there's so much excitement that is building out here. I'm at the press site. I'm 4 miles from the rocket, so we're going to stick it out and stay here, and hopefully we get to see a launch sometime in that 2-hour window that starts at 2:17 p.m.
Sounds like a little Christmas Eve moment, and Betsy's getting ready to open her presents as we get closer and closer to that launch time frame. Thank you so much, Betsy, and fingers crossed for not only obviously everything happening there, but that you get to see some action too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Get that man some ketchup. All right. Thanks so much, Betsy.